Hello everyone, MFPallytime here. Welcome back to Heroes of the Storm. Hope you guys are having a great day today. Kel'Thuzad has been... What's going on here? Kel'Thuzad has been released. And if you're looking to play him, you may be in for a little bit of a hard time. He's very susceptible to dive characters. Anyone that could jump on top of Kel'Thuzad is able to deal a lot of damage, typically before he can even react. But we have an easy build for you guys to use today. If you're just jumping into KT for the first time, I highly recommend you try the build in this video.
Obey the call.
Yay! All right, ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves on the Towers of Doom. The friendly team, Sonya, Garrosh, Kel'Thuzad, Tarundus, Burundru, and Thrall. The enemy team, Foxul, Leoric, leaving Zarya, and Jaina, Proud, more. Level 1, we are going to go for the Plague Lands. Increases the Death and Decay's duration by 1 second after gaining 30 Blight. Increase the radius of Death and Decay's pool by 30%. We're going to be using this to clear lanes. We're also going to be using this to deal damage to enemy players who may be channeling the objective on this map. Our Q ability is Death and Decay. It's a straight line skill shot on a 0.5 second delay after you hit the button. We're getting into Chromie territory over here, boys. And with this, you can do a lot of stuff. Number one, you can deal a lot of damage to enemy combatants if they get too close to you. It's pretty easy to hit, but as you can see, you can also clear lanes pretty effectively with this as well. It is important on Kel'Thuzad to land as many chains, which is your E ability, and roots on your W ability as possible as early as you can in the game so you can scale into the late game a little bit. And we are going to be, we're going to be trying to do that, as you saw, as much as possible on the front line of the enemy team. Kel'Thuzad is going to be one of those characters that scales really well if the enemy team has a strong warrior presence. He's going to be able to land these chains all the time. How the chains work, once again, that's our E ability, is you fire off the first projectile. If it hits an enemy building or enemy player, then that player becomes the tower at which you fire off the second chain, and you can do stuff like that. So because we hit Leoric first, we're then able to use Leoric as the basis for the next chain that we fire out. Our W ability is a slow and or root depending on how well your aim is with this. If you land your there we go. If you land your W ability right in the center of the projectile, so you saw two circles there. If you hit someone right in the center, they are going to be rooted, and then that will give you a stack to your trait. If you don't root them, you don't get a stack, but every single chain you land does at least give you something. Your trait is a really long quest. Oh, that was bad. A really long quest for Kel'Thuzad, but it does scale him up incredibly well once you start to finish it. Once you land 15 abilities, the cooldowns of all of your basic abilities is going to be reduced by 2 seconds, which means everything we've been doing so far, we're going to be able to do more often, which I shouldn't have to tell you, is pretty good. We are going to go for the phylactery at level 4, which is going to require us to be really good about getting region globes. So let's try to do that right now, team. And you'll notice that no one's around Zarya here, but I'm still going up and trying to position so I can land chains on her. We don't have to chain people together to get the trait stack. We just have to chain them in general. There is 2 people up in the top lane, and now it's my goal to head up there to try to combo these guys. Again, haven't landed a single root yet, but you could see as this Leoric continued to stay in the damage of my Blight, we were able to do a surprising amount of damage to him very quickly, which honestly is pretty damn rewarding. Now let's just chain those guys together and then back up a little bit. Rotating back to middle just for region globes. We're currently in our region globe gathering phase of the game right now, and Towers of Doom is a pretty good map to do that on just because the lanes are so close together. So we should be able to do it no problemo. Once we get this quest done, our phylactery quest at level 4, we're going to unlock a couple different things. We're going to gain Spell Leech, which means when we deal damage with our spells, we are going to be healed for a portion of that damage. And it's actually a pretty decent portion, especially when you're pushing minion waves back, because you leech for every application of Death and Decay. So as that pool of damage just kind of lingers on the ground, you're going to continue to get damage added Oh, we missed, boys. Not a very good route. We'll just walk away a little bit. Wait for our cooldowns. The enemy team is pushing in pretty aggressively here. Let's just grab the globe. Back up. We're at 7 out of 10 stacks on our phylactery. And now we are going to go for death and decay damage increases. Now, I will say that Glacial Spike will save you if the enemy team has a lot of dive heroes that will be jumping on top of you. You can summon in the Glacial Spike, chain them to that, and combo off of that. But we're going for simplicity here. And the enemy team really doesn't have that much in the way of jump on top of me and kill me instantly. I'm not too worried about that. We do have to dodge a lot of these Li Ming projectiles, but again, that's just dodging. That's not her coming after me. So we should be able to deal with that relatively well. Did unfortunately miss the root again. You'll notice that the combo I'm trying to pull off is a chain into a root. If you chain two enemies together, they're pulled to the center of those projectiles. So it's not the hardest thing in the world to do, but it does take a little bit of coordination. We are done with the 15 stacks necessary for the first half of our quest. I'm going to go down here and sippy cup. I think we're going to give this objective up because the enemy team is starting to pull ahead here. But you know, then again, didn't even see him, not gonna lie. Please don't kill me, please don't kill me. Okay, we're fine. We're chilling, team, we're chilling. We'll just give that up. We'll also stay back here just in case they decide to reposition over at me. Haven't landed a single root so far this game. Not a single fucking one. But the chains are on point, man. We're doing pretty good with the chains. We'll just keep dodging these projectiles. She's pretty far away, so I'm not too worried about him. We can also just come up here, lay down that Death and Decay, and then walk out of it. So the increased damage, each time a hero is hit by Death and Decay, they take 20% more periodic damage from the Death and Decay for the next 4 seconds, stacking up to 6 times. This will come into play a little bit more as we enter the super late game, you know, the level 20 game. But it does work right now. If that Leoric is sitting in his Wraithwalk form, if he's trying to creepy walk away, we can definitely punish him with just one application of Death and Decay. That damage will... Oh, he keeps juking me so good. That damage will add up very, very quickly. We did land our first root, but unfortunately we were caught by the Toblerone of the enemy team's Zarya. Any hard CC like that is definitely going to be punishing for our Kel'Thuzad players. So we're at 19 out of 30 on our Blight quest stacks. I feel like I'm doing okay. Not doing that. Yeah, you know, it could be better. If I was comboing roots off of every single one of these chains, you know, we'd be a lot better off. But unfortunately, the coordination not quite there yet. But that's perfect for this kind of build. That's all we're trying to do. All we're trying to do is land our Qs, and we're doing a decent job of that. We are going to go for Frost Blast at level 10, and the reason for that is what you're about to see. Well, what I thought you were about to see here. It can enable you to just be hyper-aggressive. The problem was I was a little too far away for that cast. Now, we are punished if we use it like that, if we don't get value out of it, because it does have a 100-second cooldown, just like Pyroblast does. So, obviously, we want to do a little bit better with our initiation of that. But that is, like I just said, an initiation tool. God damn it, just let me fucking root them. We can use that to set up plays for not only ourselves, but for our whole team. Okay, I don't know how I missed, but I did. All right, we're done with our phylactery quest. Now we get that spell leech that I was talking about earlier, but we also are... Here, we can... Oh, I thought we could aggro the boss. We can also use the phylactery now to res our character if we're dead and we want to get back in the game faster. I'm starting to notice a common trend here. At least our Death and Decay in our root was able to secure a kill on Jaina before we died. She was just standing still, focusing all of her damage on me, and that allowed me to just sit there, do my whole combo on her, and get that burst damage in, and also rack up a couple more stacks on our quest. Now, I'm not saying that I'm mad at Zarya or anything for using her abilities on me. I am absolutely the target for it, because we are so susceptible to that burst, and like I said before, so susceptible to dive. So expect hunts to happen. Expect Tracer to just target you all game and you don't really know why. Valeera coming after you nonstop? Well, get used to it. You're playing Kel'Thuzad motherfucking Zod, and this is the life that you live now. My team is up top, but I am going to focus on the middle lane here. We can actually do a lot of pushing with this into the tower pretty quickly. Well, not if he shows up, actually. What we can do is use all of our abilities now on him. Kind of thought it would do a little bit more. I think we're dead. Shit! All right, we're gonna get chain link here. It's gonna reduce the cooldown of our chains by 4 seconds. That is coupled with the cooldown reduction that we got earlier as well. So we have 2 seconds off of our chain cooldown with our trait, 4 seconds off with that talent, and we're gonna be able to fire these chains off all the time. If you haven't completed your quest yet, this is a good opportunity to start ramping that quest progress up very, very quickly. Now you may be wondering why I didn't use our phylactery to res right away. And honestly, it's because it takes a lot of time to build that back up. And it's something you can do relatively quickly in the early game, but as you progress into the late game, it is gonna be harder and harder and harder to get that quest done, which means you really got to put a lot of thought into when you want to use it. Well, I was going to chain them. I guess not anymore. You really got to put a lot of thought into when you want to use it because it will take a large amount of time to finish that quest again. Now, even though we didn't land the root on Jaina, we did land the slow. I was hoping we could get something done with that, but unfortunately, we didn't quite manage. All right, we're moving up, boys. We're moving up. Oh, I missed the chain. I'm just chilling. I'm just chilling. I'm trying to stay back. These are zoning abilities, don't you worry. Uh-oh, Li Ming coming in with the resets now. Let's fire off a Death and Decay over here. We can heal up a little off of that. We can root right here just to stop her from moving forward. Okay. All right, we're chilling. We're chilling. I really do think he's a character where you don't necessarily have to land your abilities in order for them to get value. Just firing off our slow in the path of Leoric changed his trajectory and we were able to secure the kill a little bit faster. I would argue that we also did some of the same things with Li Ming there. She maybe didn't go the way she would have. I really need to finish my quest. There we go. There's a root. We have another chain here in a second, which I missed because I'm awful at this game. Now, did I mention that I'm not really good at position-based casters? Oh, she's gonna ult me. I can see it in her eyes. Okay, there's one chain. Told you I could see it. I could see it. She wanted it. There we go. That's the root, boys. I don't think I'll be able to finish off the kill. Unfortunately, we did lose our Garrosh there. The objective, once again, up. We didn't get any of the last ones, so I'm gonna... Whoa! Whoa! Aggressive! Why? I want to help secure top, but we're already committed down here in the bottom lane, I think. Hopefully Thrall will be able to push Zul back up there and achieve that. Oh, we did miss the chains once again. We are gonna go for the Death and Decay cooldown reduction here, and we're just gonna fire Death and Decays off all of the goddamn time. Every 2 seconds, I think, we're gonna be able to fire off a Death and Decay. At least that's what it feels like. Unfortunately, we were not able to secure bottom, so we need to rotate up to the top lane very, very quickly. It looks like Zul was taken down by Thrall, but Thrall is going to be met with a little bit of opposition over there. Not going to be able to secure that by the looks of things. Hopefully he doesn't die, though. The enemy team's still pushing in really hard versus Thrall. And we're going to go ahead and use our ult here on Jaina. It froze Leoric, but unfortunately Garrosh threw Leoric out of it. Story of my life, man. Story of my life on KT. It's like I'm trying to set up plays and then people just don't care, you know? People just do whatever they want. We have finished the end, or we have finished the main trait quest for KT, though, which means that our damage has now increased by 75%. Every time we throw out chains, every time we land a Death and Decay, we are going to be dealing 75% more damage than we were at the beginning of the game. Now, again, ideally, the good KT players will have this done by like the 8-minute mark, I would say. Get it done early so you scale up into the late game. You'll notice that my damage has been really low in this game, and that's mainly because I didn't get the quest done earlier, but now our character's full potential is unlocked, and I can fire out these queues at light. God damn it! Stop moving them out of every goddamn skill shot I try to fucking land. My job is difficult enough, Gara. Okay, sorry, I had to get that out. You know, sometimes you just gotta let it out. That's okay. It's okay to express yourself. We are 4 points down on the objective right now, but it looks like Sonya is getting camps in the top lane. Ooh, Thrall going for the aggressive play down here. I'm not there, and he's a little out of position now. Our ult is up again in 7 seconds, so we're going to be able to use that to help initiate, help keep these guys still. But unfortunately, oh, I walked into some stuff, boys. Death and Decay! Roots! Death and Decay! We were able to live, boys. We were able to live. And now I can heal off of the minion wave. We can grab the regen globe. I really do love the cooldown reduction that you can get on Death and Decay. I think it's really, really fun. Now, unfortunately, I don't know fucking how, but Sonya died up in the top lane, and it looks like we're losing our building up there now. Tyrande, the only remaining player on the friendly team, and she's down in the bottom lane as we speak. One objective is coming active, and it's gonna be in the bot lane. Looks like I'm gonna have to go back all the way, though. I think we're okay. Yeah, I'm literally gonna walk back this far. I think I have to. That sucks. That sucks so much. You may be wondering why we're hearthing here. It's because you get health regen bonuses when you hearth, so it doesn't really matter how far away you are from the core. It's always better to hearth back. Garrosh for the friendly team is up in the top lane right now, which isn't doing us too much good, and it looks like bottom is going to be completely exposed. But we kind of have to protect this. Very aggressive positioning here by me. I'm aware of that. Oh, shit. Didn't know Zarya was going to be coming in, though. So we can go ahead and use our phylactery here, come back to life, and go help Garrosh in the top lane. If we don't retake something now, we will lose the game very, very quickly. But luckily for us, he's just standing here. Come on, come on, come on, Garrosh. Come on, hit the fucking building, Garrosh, not the minions. What are you doing? All right, we're holding on, boys. We're holding on. And now we're going to get the damned return. This is going to allow us to fire off a copy of every single Death and Decay application that we do. So every Death and Decay talent that we picked up so far now gets double the value that it was getting moments ago, which means our team fight damage has now doubled in certain situations. Our siege damage, as you can tell there, has gone up significantly. And, well, we're still holding on to the game. We got 2 points left. We don't have much left in our towers, or in our core, but we have 2 goddamn points left. So I can actually siege this down from safety here. Zul is off somewhere getting camps by the looks of things. We're not going to focus on that. We're just going to focus on dealing damage to this building. Now, the cool thing about this shade is that it's always, you can have it up all the time. It has a 15-second duration and a 15-second cooldown. So if you can set up in a position where you know you're going to be team fighting, like maybe around one of these objectives, then you have a lot of firepower at your control, and you could do a lot of work with it. Rotating up to the middle lane now. Looks like the enemy team is most likely going to be going for boss here soon, if I had to guess. But then again, we just saw 2 in the bottom lane, so I'm not very sure. We should at least check it out. Ping danger on there. Hopefully the team comes in with us. They're not engaging on it right now, which I'm actually pretty surprised. Let's go ahead and throw our shade down here, clear that wave, and then try to rejoin our team over here in the middle, because it looks like they're having a little bit of a team fight. We're going to use our ult on the Zul and combo everything off of that, but Garrosh once again moves him out of the way of everything that I was trying to combo. You can't get teammates like this if you tried. You couldn't if you tried. Now the objective is still up at the bottom lane, but the entire team is dead, so that is going to be GG. Now, I did mention at the beginning that Kel'Thuzad is a very, very difficult character. You will be rewarded if you are able to complete your quest very early in the game rather than by the 13-minute mark like I did. We were never quite able to scale our damage up enough to have a really big impact, but you do get some really, really massive power spikes when your quest is done with this build, and at level 20 when you get the shade with this build. It can be very, very good. So don't let the loss dissuade you here. Don't let the teammates throwing everything fucking out of my combos dissuade you here. It is a pretty fun build, and it can be very, very impactful. And it also opens up Kel'Thuzad to be more of a split-pushing hero as well, so he can soak his lane really effectively. And he actually has pretty good lane sustain after you get the phylactery quest done as well. So the talents we use today, the Plague Lands, Phylactery of Kel'Thuzad, Accelerated Decay, Frost Blast, Chain Link, Arcane Echoes, and the Damned Return. That's it for me today, guys. Hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm going to make an official video about this, but I've been streaming on Twitch about 4 or 5 hours in the middle of weekdays. So if you want to come by and watch that, you're more than welcome to. And I will see you all next time.